Hi everyone. Today is Tuesday, June 30th, 2020. Some of you may or may not know, 8 days ago, on the evening of Monday, June 22nd, 2020, I tested positive for COVID-19. The days prior to this, I would wake up and just do my normal day-to-day activities, my normal routine. Wake up, brush teeth, shower, get dressed, ride public transportation, go to work, go to the grocery store, restaurants, fast food, nightclub, bar, things like that. And I had a very poor attitude, a very negative and nonchalant attitude about the whole pandemic. I would say, hey, I don't have to social distance. I don't have to wear a face covering. I'll be okay if I catch this. Unfortunately, there were days prior to discovering that I was ill that I just had some minor symptoms I dismissed or confused as actually being seasonal allergies. Just very minor symptoms such as a sneeze or a cough. A little bit of a scratchy throat that turned into a sore throat, and then it raised a slight amount of suspicion, so I did go on ahead and get checked out, and I get email alerts on my phone, so shortly after being tested and leaving the doctor's office, I check my online account where I can view test results and things like that. I signed in with my username and password. I clicked on test results, and to see the words abnormal detected in bold lettering, just huge font, in bold letters, highlighted in yellow with a red exclamation point at the end. It was the most frightening thing ever. The test results and the message, it just portrayed a sense of urgency. It was very frightening. Instantly I started to hyperventilate. I'm thinking, oh my God, this is it, this is it, this is the end, I'm gonna die, it's all over. I got on the phone, I dialed my mother. I had trouble even just, holding the phone in my hand and being able to dial, find her name in the contacts and stuff like that and navigate through my phone. I was able to get on the phone with my mother, and she's crying, and I'm crying, and all the while I am just thinking, this is it, I'm gonna die, this is the end. And I'm telling my mom what's going on, Mom, I have it, it's here, I tested positive for COVID-19. And, excuse me. She urged me to go to the hospital, and be treated. So I called, the ambulance and stuff like that. And the ambulance, they arrived, and they encouraged me to just stay home, just, self-care, and just complete my treatment at home. The medical personnel, they advised me not to make a trip to the hospital or the urgent care unit. They stressed that I would just be more exposed to germs and bacteria unnecessarily at the hospital, so it's better to just isolate and quarantine. So, the ambulance, they actually arrived to my residence within 2 minutes, and they took my vitals and stuff like that. They said that I was physically okay, and that I was just mostly experiencing an initial shock or the psychological aspect of mentally processing all of this. Um, I remember spending close to 3 or 4 hours on the phone that evening with my mom, and I'm basically I wasn't sure if that was the last time that I was gonna ever hear from her, like hear her voice, and it's kind of like I'm talking to her, and I'm like saying bye to her. It feels like, and it. I remember at one point like actually planning my funeral or my going over my burial and stuff like that with my mom over the phone, letting her know my final wishes and things like that. Um, Seeing that I fit the criteria for some of the people who have not made a full recovery, I especially worried. Um, I'm an African American male. I have pre-existing medical conditions. There's obesity. Look at me. There's breathing problems. I just recently found out, I guess I have asthma. I never knew that. But it's in my medical history, I guess, that I was recently diagnosed with asthma. I do use an albuterol inhaler and nasal spray. There's high blood pressure, sleep apnea, there's pre-diabetes. So I especially worry due to the fact that I'm high risk um, for complications. Um, I want to say that my symptoms were very mild, or they are very mild. I have not made a full recovery. I want to say that I'm 85% better. Most of the symptoms have subsided. I want to say I'm very close to being 100%. Knock on wood. Hopefully, I make a full recovery. It's been day 8. I will be quarantined here at home for another 5 or 6 days. I've been having groceries, pharmacy prescriptions, things of that nature delivered here to my home. The only time I leave my apartment really is to empty the trash, walk across the parking lot to the dumpster to empty the trash, um, and take the dog out for a little bit of fresh air, a walk around the block or something like that. Even then, I social distance and make sure that I'm wearing my mask. Throughout the whole thing, I want to say that my symptoms have presented themselves as being very mild, very slight, very non-severe. Like I said, it started off as a simple sneeze and a cough, scratchy throat, sore throat, a little bit of nasal congestion, uh, which I at first confused as being allergies and led me to being tested. But for the past 8 days or so, my symptoms have been very mild, I can say. I didn't experience anything too severe. There was no shortness of breath. That's a big thing to watch out for. Um, there is no headache. There is no fever. There is no vomiting. Um, I mostly experience, sorry, I don't mean to gross anyone out, just diarrhea and a little bit of nasal congestion. The first day that I was sick, experienced extremely dry mouth. Seemed like I could not drink enough water. I was drinking gallons and gallons of water, seems like, and I just could not get enough water. I was very dehydrated. And there was a little bit of dizziness, lightheadedness, and nausea. Um, at one point, there were very lucid dreams, very lucid, and vibrant dreams. I actually booked airfare. I was going to travel back to my hometown over the 4th of July weekend and surprise my mom for her birthday. And it's a blessing that I did not do that. Again, my symptoms were very mild, and I could have been walking around for God knows how long, um, exposing other people to bacteria or infecting other people. So, unknowingly, not knowing that I had anything. So, it's a blessing, the fact that I did not fly back home and visit with friends and family and be with my mom for her birthday over the 4th of July weekend. To my friends and family back home, thank you for the unbelievable amount of support, the phone calls, my aunts, cousins, my mom especially. Thank you so much. Um, my mom broke her rest to call me on the phone every hour or so in the middle of the night to make sure that I was doing okay. Um, my dog, Raiza, has provided an incredible amount of emotional support. I was on the sofa the other day and Raiza could see fear and sadness in my eyes, and she she cuddles up to me and puts her head by me, and it's kind of like she's saying, "Midnight, you're gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna make it." One thing that I would like to share with others is that COVID-19 is a terrible virus. It's quite horrendous. I don't wish this on anyone. I wish for no one to experience this. In no way is this funny. In no way is this a joke. It's no joke. It's very serious. Um, no matter how careful we may be, I realize it's inevitable. We can be 101% careful, take all the precautions, social distance, wear face masks, sanitize. But if we're going to catch it, we're going to catch it. It's inevitable, but we can still at least take measures to minimize the risk. Um, I wish that I would have had a more positive outlook or a more positive attitude in the beginning. Um, yeah, so I just want to let others know, be very careful, continue to social distance, wear face masks, just be careful, guys. Thanks for watching.